Next game up is YG's in East New York. YG's coming in from the C division and East New York coming in from the B division. YG's have the worst defense in the division. You cannot give up 25 points a game, 8th worst, and expect to win the championship with that. They can't stop anybody, and it's been consistent. They have some of the top players. They have some of the top players. You have guys like Asa that could play defense. You have Watch Me that's on defense. You have Breezy that's on defense. Those guys alone should help your defense be elite. They have VIP on his defense. Jesse's a good giver. But you still give up 25 points a game. And that's the majority because offensively, they're number 4 in scoring. They score 17 points a game. The problem with them is defense, defense, defense.
And I believe that defense kind of hurts the offense because it doesn't matter how much you score if the defense is giving up more. So how can you keep the offense in the game playing hard when they're already getting, taken out the game by how much their defense gives up? So it doesn't matter about which quarterback that they may have quarterbacking. We talked about Asa struggling early in the season, but it doesn't necessarily matter what's going on with the quarterback if the defense can't hold anybody. So you're asking of the quarterback to score more points than the defense gives up, which is 26 points. That's a lot to ask for a quarterback when your defense isn't doing their job.
And East New York is coming in 2-3. And they're in the middle of the pack in offense, middle of the pack in defense. But the key to this team is confidence. And Prime leads this attack. Prime is a guy in the B division, in the C division that needs to be talked about. Because the guy, what I like about him is he comes in with that swagger. He comes in with that us against the world. That type of confidence boosts up the troops. Because they look at it as if he's not scared of anybody, we're not scared of anybody. And he has some formidable weapons. Speedy, Nas. He got some good guys on this team. So at the end of the day, this is a team that everybody needs to worry about in this C division.
And some of the guys you haven't mentioned, they have Chris, they have Benji, they have a couple of guys that play for Little Rascals, probably one of the best teams in the C2 division that's playing in this game. So they have a lot of weapons out there that can make things happen on this team. So the fact that you get Prime, one thing that any opposing team does not want to do is get Prime's game going early. Prime is a person that as soon as he gets his confidence going, he's a hard person to stop, especially when you have these weapons that he can utilize at any point in the game. So he's a person that as soon as his momentum is going, he's a hard person to stop.
All right, we're going to jump right into the game. Second down, Prime pitches to Chris on the sideline, who throws it to John in the middle and runs in the middle for a nice game, picking up the first down. Prime then, with blocking from Speedy, runs in the gap. Both Jesse and Troy both miss the tag. Prime runs it into the end zone for the touchdown. 6-0, East New York starting off early.
But if you look here, Jesse misses the tag in the back, and then Troy misses the tag going around, running right past them. So they came close, but they weren't able to get it, and Prime was able to make 1 or 2 moves to get into the end zone. Again, I said it earlier, you do not want to start him early in his momentum. That's exactly what they do, and Prime is in for the score.
First down, Ace on 5 rush, throws a creep on the sideline, short, picked off by Prime, giving it right back to East New York. If you look here, Watch Me was wide open on the other side. That is a big mistake by Asa. I'm thinking he's trying to do too much, especially given that Prime was able to score so easily. And this is the issue. You cannot make a mistake like this when you cannot trust your defense. That is a huge mistake by Asa.
And on plays like this, you got to give yourself time to make that play. You got to span the whole field, because if you look on the opposite side, Watch Me is wide open, and that's a possibility for some extra yards after the catch. So the fact that he missed that play, he decided to focus on Creek. Unfortunately, the pass was inaccurate, and you give it to the worst person you could possibly give it to, Prime. On defense, he gets the interception, and you're putting him right back on the field as a quarterback.
Prime throws to John on the sideline, who runs for a decent game. 4th down, Prime throws to Nas, cutting in the middle for a decent game, picking up the first down. Nas is his best offensive player, and Prime knows when and where to find him. He finds him here for a big first down. Second down, after a short pass, Prime throws deep to Nas, open in the middle for the touchdown. 12-0. If you look here, Breezy reacts late. Nas beats him on the cut, and that is my issue with this YG's defense. They're very, very terrible. One of the worst defense I've seen this season. They don't communicate well. They don't know each other one is on the field. And the bottom line, they don't trust each other.
And the fact that you don't even know what to say right now just shows how bad they're doing right now. And if you look at this route here that Nas takes, he's on the inner slot route, and because of that, Breezy, once he gives him too much space, by the time Nas makes that move, since Breezy's on the outside, there's no way that you're catching him on this route. By the time Breezy reacts, it's too late, and Nas is in for the score.
Second half, after getting the first, Asa runs in the gap on fire rush, but it's tagged for a short gain. Third down, Asa throws a Jesse in the gap, getting him to the 10-yard line. Fourth down, Asa, with blocking from Happy, is still sacked by Randy. Randy's flagged for holding 10 yards replay. What do you think of the call?
I think that this was a good play by Randy. Unfortunately, it takes him to hold to get past Happy for the sack. One thing we know is Happy is probably a very underrated blocker, so it's hard to get past him, and it looked like Randy had to hold to get past him. That's unfortunate.
Fourth and goal. Asa throws a Breezy, cutting to the back of the end zone. High, incomplete turnover on downs, and that's two drives we've seen Asa not able to punch it in. We see him throw an interception on first down, him get a holding penalty to bring it to fourth down, and an extra down, and he cannot score in the red zone. This is on Asa.
And this is extra yardage, getting them closer to the end zone, so this should be an easier point in time for you to score. Unfortunately, they're not able to get it done here either. It doesn't look like the receivers are running routes to separate themselves for the defense. There's not enough space for Asa to make an accurate throw, and because of that, that's yet another turnover.
Second down, Prime throws a Chino open on the sideline, getting him to the 48-yard line. After getting the first, Prime throws a pop on the sideline for a decent gain. Prime then with two short plays, getting him to the 3-yard line. Fourth and goal, Prime runs and reaches the ball over into the end zone for the touchdown. 19-0 as Nas gets the extra point, taking us into the half. The question was, did the ball break the plane?
And this is one that's very close. If you look, Prime, as he runs, Troy steps up. He reads that he's going to run. By the time Troy goes for the tag, you see Prime reaching the ball out towards to cross the plane. The ref said by the time Troy tags him that it was already across the plane, so it's called a touchdown. So that is yet another rushing touchdown for Prime in this game.
YGs have a terrible defense. You're talking about a defense that gives up 25 points a game, and they already gave up 19. The only problem is they haven't scored. But at the end of the day, this team is not fixing their mistakes. They're consistently making the same mistakes. You cannot have a defense with Asa, Breezy, VIP, Jesse, Troy, and can't make stops. Something is wrong. I don't know what it is, but they're playing like a defense that does not trust each other, and it's showing proof by how many points they're giving up this season. Offensively, Ace is trying to do too much. He's trying to make all the plays on his own, and that's why he has been stopped twice with an interception and could not score in the red zone. This team has to get it together. Right now, they're coming into this game 2-3. They cannot afford to go 2-4.
They are playing this game. The way they're playing now is the way they should play every single game. They start scoring early and they lock up on defense. They've been doing pretty much everything right. Prime is in his rhythm. He is fully confident, scoring early, able to run the ball when he needs to, making good decisions out there, and he is finding his weapons out there. This is how they have to play every single game. The way they come out in the first half is the exact way they have to come out in the second. Hopefully, we get to see more of the same, and Prime being as consistent as he was in the first half, more so in the second.
We're going to jump right into the second half. Second down, Asa throws to Jose in the gap for a decent gain, picking up the first down. After a play to Jose, they come back to Jose on second down again in the gap, getting him to the 5-yard line. Third and goal, Asa finds Jose in the front of the end zone, but a touchdown, 19-6. If you look here, Prime gives him space on every play. Asa keeps going to him, 19-6. East New York still up.
And this is the way you read the defense. If you look here, throughout this whole drive, Prime is playing back, leaving Jose wide open in the gap. I believe in every single play in this drive, Jose got the ball, and they leads to them getting into the end zone. They argued that last play, was he crossed the plane on that score right here? But if you look, he's running across the line, and he gets the ball right across the line. So it looks to me like he was in for the score. But the fact that you give him so much space in the first place, that's what you should be arguing about, not if he got in on the last play. This was terrible defense on this drive, and YGs are finally on the board.
On the kickoff, East New York loses the ball, and Creep recovers the ball for the YGs, giving them right back the ball after they just scored with it. Great play by Creep there.
What is going on? The last two, first of all, you give up a score on defense, then you give up an onside throw that you can't recover, and now you're putting YGs back on the field. Are you trying to let them come back in this game? That's what it looks like, because now you're putting their offense right back on the field.
First down, Asa on 5 rush, throws to Jesse in the middle for a decent game, picking up the first down. Then Asa finds Jose in the front of the end zone for the touchdown. Prime lets him go. Nobody picks him up. 19-12, they're creeping back in this game.
And this sounds like Prime playing away from the receiver that killed them in the last drive. So because you keep giving him space, Ace is going to keep finding him, and that's exactly what happened. They leave him space in general by letting Jesse get that big play to get them the first down, keep the drive going. So they're giving up too much space in the gaps, and because of that, Ace is attacking them. This is yet another touchdown there.
Prime on first down, throws a nines in the gap, who dodges VIP and runs for a big gain. This is a very bad defense. You see Breezy get beat. You just see VIP got shook. This is a bad defense, and they're showing a great play by Nas. Third and goal after 2 short passes. Prime finds Pop in the front of the end zone for the touchdown. 25-12, East New York.
And this drive right here started with that big play by Nas. The thing about it is, you mentioned how that this team is terrible, that so many people got beat and whatever, but Nas is an exception. He is one person that's hard to guard. I don't care who you are. So when he's able to make plays like that, that makes any offense better. And Pop is one of the guys that you always said is best on those short routes in the end zone. Prime is able to find him for yet another touchdown this season, and they're back on the board finally for the score.
First down, Asa throws to Jesse on the sideline for a decent game, picking up the first down. Asa then throws a Breezy in the gap, almost picked off by Speedy. And you know what we always say. Second down, Asa throws to Jesse in the gap, getting him to the 5-yard line. Third and goal, Asa throws to Jose in the middle of the end zone for the touchdown. Jose with a great one-handed catch for the touchdown, 25-18. East New York still up, but YG's down to score.
And does it look to me like Jose is starting to put this team on his back right now? Because this has been the Jose show this whole drive. I mean, this whole second half. What's that?
It's Jose show. So I'm playing.
No, what's that music?
What's the thing? Remember that?
Like the
merengue, whatever you say.
Merengue. Okay. He's clearly not Spanish, so he doesn't really know what he's talking about. But I get it. At the end of the day, all Jose right now needs is a theme song right here, because
I just gave you one.
I don't think I like that one. I don't think Jose likes that one. But right now, give him the credit, all the credit in the world. He is doing everything for his team, and for some reason, it seems like East New York is allergic to this man, because they keep leaving him open every single drive he's able to score in this game right now.
25-18. They have to make a stop to get a shot back at the ball. They're gonna go 4 and out. East New York on first down. Prime throws a Speedy in the gap for a decent game. Second down, Prime on 5 rush runs, but it's tagged by Happy Feet for a short gain, and that is a huge tag, because you know Prime can make people miss and gain yards with his feet. Happy chases him down, big tag by him. Third down, Prime scrambles on 5 rush and is sacked by Noel. That is a huge sack by Noel, finally getting involved in the game, huge sack. East New York can't get into the end zone, turn over the ball on downs, and this defense finally makes a stop. Like I said, you can't have guys like Happy, Asa, Watch Me, Breezy, VIP, Jesse, Noel, and not make stops. They should have been doing this all season.
Yeah.
But we're not going to worry about that. They make the stop right when they have to. Second out, Asa throws a breezer on the sideline with a nice gain, picking up the first. Nobody's guarding the sideline. Time is running out. Last play of the game. Asa throws it up. Watch me tips the ball. Breezy catches it in the end zone. But the refs say he steps out, which is going to end the game 25-18 Eastern York. So if you look at this play, Asa throws the ball up. Watch me is attempting to close in on the ball. When he backs up, he steps out of bounds. There was no hat because it happened so quick. Remember, we're just slowing it down.
Yeah.
Fast motion is C. But he steps out of bounds. So even though he's able to tip the ball in, he's already out of bounds. Good call by the official.
And it happened right before he tips the ball. Right as he's about to jump, he's already stepping out of bounds. And that's the indicator that, hey, he was out. So whatever he touches, it doesn't count. He's already out of bounds. So that makes the whole play incomplete. After that, that's unfortunate because that was a good tip. If he was in bounds, that would have counted. If he didn't step out just so slightly, that would have counted. So that could have changed the game. They would have had an opportunity to try to go for 2 to win the game. Unfortunately, they're not able to get that opportunity because of a few inches that Watchman was end up stepping out on that last play.
Well, I'm going to break down YGs. The good and the bad. I give you the good, the bad, the ugly of YGs. The good. Asa told me he's going to score in the second half. And he scored 3 times. He scored 3 out of 4 times in the second half. And had Watch Me didn't step out of bounds, he would have scored 4 times. That's good. It's very good. The bad, this defense gave up 3 straight touchdowns in the first half. 3 straight. That's bad. That's 19 points they gave them in the first half. The ugly. This team does not play consistent enough on any side of the ball in order to call them a contender. Right now with this loss, this team falls to 2-4. There is no way you're a B team and this C team did what they did to you. Call it what it is. That's huge mistakes they made. That's ugly. This team needs to look at themselves in the mirror and decide who they're going to be. Because you still have Alex. You still have Ramsey. You still have Mach. You still have Mills. Those are all quarterbacks I think are a little better than Prime. And Prime was able to score 26 points, 25 points on you. So he has to step it up. This team has to step it up. And I can appreciate that Asa said, I'm going to score in the second half, but what happened to the first half? They got to get it together because right now they're giving their season away and you're playing right now not to have to play blackout in the first round. And right now you're 2-4. You're trying to avoid blackout. And they need to come away with some more wins.
And with Primetime, and with Eastern York, they come away with the win. That's good. But am I satisfied with this win when this could have easily became a loss, given a handful of plays? This could have went the other way. I can't be because they were firing at all cylinders in the first half. Prime was, in his rhythm. He was talking all that smack towards the half. He walked off on the half, scoring 100% confident. They scored once in the second half. They give away a possession on an onside throw. It seems like they turned off that switch in the second half.
Yeah.
And gave YG's opportunity to come back in this game. It's like they were ready to hand them this game. They let the same guy score 3 times
Shout
in
to
a
Jose.
row.
That guy played great this game.
Definitely.
But he's not he's not an elite player on his team.
And the fact that he was able to kill them so thoroughly on defense, on offense, just shows how bad this defense was. And I got to put this on Prime because most of the time when Jose was lining up, it was on Prime's. It was in Prime's area. Prime playing back, giving too much space, and Jose ate up all of that space and some, and got 18 points to boot off of that. So Prime got to be a little more disciplined, especially on defense. If you're going to play both sides, you can't put up points on one side and give up just as many on the other side. And that's something that they can't afford. So they got to step up. Good win today. East New York is 4-2, which is a good look right now. But this could have easily become a loss, which would have gave them a 3-3 record, which puts them in the middle of the pack. So there's some corrections that still needs to be made. But this is a good win regardless, but they can't keep it close. They can't turn off that switch because then anything can happen with the other team that can surprise them, and this can be a completely different outcome in the end.
All right, we're going to wrap this game up. East New York coming away with the win over YG's 25-18. We'll be right back.
Happy birthday, Rockstar. You know what I mean? Long live Rockstar. One thing I remember by him was his heart. You know what I'm saying? On and off the field, he was a good dude. He was caring, kind, you know what I'm saying? Held everybody down on the field. He always gave 110%, you know what I'm saying, to his team. And he was a very competitive person, so I'm going to take that with me for the rest of my life. You know what I mean? Long live Rockstar, yeah?
Last game of the day. Primetime versus YG's. Primetime coming, this is their B team versus YG's C team. So Primetime right now coming in this game in the B division, they are 2-3. And YG's coming away in the C division. They are 3-2.
And this is a game that you kind of talked about when it came to Primetime. You said that they were, the game that they played last time, their C game, that they was playing the Shockers. This was the way that they learned to play play defense and, pay attention to different schemes or whatever. Right. Let's see if the lessons that they learned, because this is what you said, that they learned, they can emphasize that and add it to their defense against this YG's team.
Well, they can score. I mean, they can play defense. They're fourth in defense, 16 a game. But scoring, they're seventh. And they have one of the worst scoring offenses in the division.
The problem is, I think that Mach is still not fitting into this offense of Primetime. I don't think that his timetable, the way he moves, fits into the style of Primetime. I'm not saying that he's not a good quarterback. He is. But sometimes certain things just don't vibe together the right way. And I think that it's showing with the way that Mach and this offense is performing right now because they have too much talent to struggle the way that they are, only being in the middle of the pack right now with the way that with the team that they have on offense.
And YG's in the C division seem to be different, especially defensively. Mm-hmm. I don't understand how you can have one of the worst defenses in the B division, but one of the top defenses in the C division. Maybe you can explain that to me because I don't really get it.
I mean, maybe there's more offensive scoring on the B division, and that's kind of why the C division can hang with the rest of the league. When you have two teams like Blackout and Shockers that run up the score, your defense is going to suffer from that, And I think that that's the main difference. The B division has two of the highest scoring teams in the BQFL in the fall. So that's the difference right there. So when you factor that in, you kind of see why the C team kind of does better on defense more so than the B team. But that doesn't take away the fact that some of these guys on the same C team is performing a lot better. You got to give them some credit. They have a much better defense on this C team here.
All right, we're going to jump right into the game. VIP getting the start in the C division for the YGs. Second down, VIP throws a breezy, opening the sideline for a nice game, picking up the first down. Third down, VIP rolls right on Firebrush, throws to Jesse, cutting in the gap, almost picked off by Nas. And what do we always say happens when you drop an interception? Fourth down, VIP scrambles on Firebrush, throws to Zaid, open in the back of the end zone for the touchdown. Jose gets the extra point, 7-0. Everyone locking up, but Shrag, who leaves Zaid wide open for the touchdown.
Remember, you see how we always say when you give up an interception or whatever,
Yep.
they end up scoring on the next play?
Yep.
That is magnified when they are in the red zone. When they are right near the end zone, they're about to score, you give up a play like that, and it heightens the chances of them scoring in the next drive. They correct their mistakes, they find something open, and they end up scoring. That's exactly what happens here. And YGs are on the board with the first score of the game.
On the onside, happy with a terrible onside throw, and Primetime gets the ball at the 15-yard line. First down, Mach throws a Nas who beats Zayd, cutting in the back of the end zone for the touchdown. Zayd gets flagged for the holding, which is declined. 7-6. YG still up, but Primetime scores right back. Tell me about the play.
And the funny thing is, this may be a flashback for an earlier game that Primetime was kind of arguing with the refs about, Zayd held from the end zone, all the way to the end zone. But on this play, it's clearly visible that Zayd held Nas on this play because he got beat. If you look here, there's no arguments here that Zayd held. He definitely got beat. But you can't expect anything less when you're guarding somebody like Nas, who's able to fight right through the hole and still makes the catch. That's the difference maker here. Nas fights right through the hole and is still able to make the catch. The play is not over because you get hold. Because you get held, Nas realizes that, and he still makes the catch despite the hold. They also was arguing about some extra contact there, but other than that, they're not worried. Nas not worried. They still get the 6 points, and that isn't a touchdown for Primetime.
Primetime's going to be hit with a flag during the return, which is going to put YGs at the 10-yard line. Second down after a short pass, VIP throws the ace cutting in the middle, off target, picked off by Brett. Primetime gets the ball back. If you look here, Troy was open on the sideline. Bad mistake by this YGs.
And is this a mistake that's lingering over from the offensive YGs when Ace was throwing? Because VIP is kind of making the same mistake, not watching not spanning the field. He throws an inaccurate pass here, and Primetime is able to capitalize on interception.
Mach throws a Nas cutting in the gap for a decent game, getting on the first down. Second down, Mach throws a Nas cutting on the sideline, getting him to the 10-yard line. Fourth and goal, Mach throws it up to Chris, who catches the ball over the well in the end zone for the touchdown. Nas gets the 2-point conversion, 14-7. If you look here, Chris calls for the jump ball and makes the catch over a veteran Noel. Can't beat youth, man. 14-7, Primetime.
The thing about this play is Chris was fully confident that he was going to get this ball. He gets, he does his route, he gets in the end zone. If you look here, he signals for the jump ball. It's not like, he was open and then Mach just throws it to him. He signals the jump ball. He says, throw it up. And as soon as he goes up, Chris is able to get the ball, tap it to himself with Noel guarding him. Noel could do but so much. He's there for the defense, but Chris with the better play comes down with the ball for the touchdown.
Second down, VIP throws the ace in the middle. Dropped by Asa, but caught by Breezy for a nice game, picking up the first down. 40 seconds left. VIP on 5 rush, gets past John, runs to the 5-yard line. Second and goal, VIP find Mr. Jesse, a.k.a. Easy, for the touchdown. Earl lets him go from the sideline. Troy gets a 2-point. Troy gets an extra point. 14-14. The question was, did Jesse push off?
If you look at this play, but I don't think that it's enough to say that it was a push-off on Earl. I think that this was just bad defense. Regardless of what, it looked here like Earl was looking for a flag, but you're supposed to still stick with the play. And because he lets him go, regardless of what you're arguing about, you still let him go. And because of that, Jesse's left wide open in the middle of the end zone for the score.
First down, Mach throws deep to Nas in the gap. High, dropped by Nas, picked off by Zayd, giving it back to the YGs. That was a big play by Zayd coming with the pick. Was that a mistake for Mach to go downfield?
I don't think so, because this should be bread and butter for Nas at this point. This was right in his hands. Nas cannot hold on to it. Yes, it's a high pass, but this is something that you see Nas catching on the regular. He just can't catch this one, and then Zayd is in the right place at the right time. This is vindication from him getting beat on that last play, and he's able to get the interception for his team.
VIP on 5 rush, runs into the gap. John missed the tag. VIP runs to the sideline, pitches it to Watch Me, who pitches it to Diddy, who then pitches it to Breezy, who dives into the end zone. But YG's is flagged for a block in the back, ending the half. Was VIP tagged?
Yes, they weren't able to get the score because of the flag play, but the contended play right here is, was John able to tag him before he gets all of that yardage in the first place? And if you look on this play here, it looks like John does scrape by with one hand. It's hard to say if he gets both hands on the quarterback. He believes 100% that he got him, and I'm not going to dispute him feeling the way he felt, but it's so close, at least on the angle that I have. If you look here, it's not open and shut that he gets both hands on the quarterback. So for the ref, it can go either way, and it's unfortunate for him, but it's decided that he missed that play, and VIP was able to run for that all that yardage, but doesn't matter because it doesn't count in the end.
If I'm the YGs, it's okay. We scored twice in the first half. We threw a touchdown. We threw a pick, but then we threw another touchdown. We just got to stay consistent. We got to slow down Primetime's offensive attack. They already scored 2 touchdowns on us, but we stopped their third attempt. As long as we limit our turnovers, we will be okay. VIP got to just take what the defense gives them, and we got to start having more respect for ourselves in this defensive game. Primetime scored back-to-back on us before we made our first stop. We got to get it together before we can stop them in the second half.
The main thing I got to say about Primetime, because their offense is actually doing pretty well in the first half. March is throwing well. They're able to get into the end zone. My problem is the 2 times that YG was able to score is because a defender is looking players off. And the fact that every other defender, if you look here, if you look on the field, most of the defenders are locking up. They're playing man. It's always that one person that's still playing zone, letting the player go, letting the receiver go, thinking that somebody's going to help. But if everybody's locking up, there is no help. You have to guard that man throughout the play. So because you have Earl on this play, you have Strag on this play. As long as you have that one guy that's not communicating with everybody else, there's always going to be that one guy open. This Primetime has to step it up on defense. They got to communicate better. If they don't, then VIP is going to find ways to get into the end zone and then to take advantage of those mistakes.
We'll jump into the second half. Nas catches onside throw, running to the 20-yard line. Second down, Mach throws short to Chris, getting him to the 10. Third down, Mach on 5 rush, throws it up to Nas in the back of the end zone, tipped by Pig, incomplete. Fourth down, Mach throws a wand through 2 defenders in the end zone for the touchdown, 20-14, Primetime. That is a great throw by Mach, getting it through 2 defenders. Love the throw. That's a touchdown.
And that is confidence right there. When he's able to throw it that accurately, that gun right through the defense, that's how you know that the quarterback is feeling good. He's confident. He's able to throw accurate passes to the receivers. He is looking good out there, and his receivers, if you look up this play with Juan, you're able to run and go after the ball. You don't just stand still and think that the ball is going to come to you. Juan showing that he is a receiver that knows that. He goes after the ball. He goes to gets it, and that is a quarterback connecting with his receiver for the score.
First down, VIP throws to Jesse open on the sideline. Nice game, picking up the first down. VIP then throws the ace in the gap, getting into the 5-yard line. If you look here, Prentice playing zone while everyone is locking up, which leaves his man wide open. Second and goal, VIP throws the ace in the back of the end zone, picked off by Earl. VIP throws the pass too soon, not letting Fred cut to the corner. And that's a big play. And I love the fact that before this play, we heard Tiki yell at Earl and say, you need to make a play. You always make a play this season. You have not made a play today. I need you to make a play. Bam! Earl comes with the interception.
But my thing is, it seemed like VIP wanted to throw right to him. The thing about it is, if you look here, he throws way too soon because Earl has 2 receivers that he has to guard. He's left guarding 2. So this should be a pick your poison play right here. But because he doesn't let the play develop, he doesn't allow Fred to separate and get to the corner. Because of that, they're occupying the same space. Earl has to just stand there and wait for the pass to come. That's exactly what he does, and he gets the interception.
Primetime can't move the ball, and they're going to end up punting, giving it back to YGs. Second down, VIP throws short to Happy, who runs for a decent gain. Third down, VIP with blocker from Happy, runs to the sideline for a decent gain to pick up the first down. VIP then on 5 rush throws Zuri on the sideline for a nice game. If you look here, Shrag not guarding anybody. Shrag is not a good defender. He used to play ball giver. They moved him in the secondary. We've seen him get beat all day long. That's a big play by him. Second down, VIP throws to Jesse in the gap, getting into the 10-yard line. 3rd and goal. VIP throws to Jesse, cutting in the front of the end zone. The pass is behind him, tipped by Shrag, picked off by Pig, giving Primetime back the ball.
They were driving, they were playing good. As soon as they get into the red zone, the same things keep happening to VIP. It seems like he's throwing it too quick. He's not throwing it on time. He's not accurate with these passes. This is all on VIP right here. If you look on this play here, Jesse does have space on this play, but because he throws it late, he's throwing it to where the receiver is instead of where he should be.
Right.
If he throws it here, while Jesse cut and make Jesse run to the ball.
Because he beat Shy.
Yes, so because he doesn't do that, the ball is behind him and Jesse cannot make a play. Strike is able to redeem himself with that tip, and Pig is able to come out down with it with that interception.
2nd down, Mach throws the Pig open in the middle for a nice game, picking up the 1st down, which is going to end the game because Chris is going to come in at quarterback just to run the clock out, ending the game 20-14, Primetime with the win.
And one thing I got to say is some missed opportunities, but I got to say that Mach played well in this game. I got to give it to him. This is a game where he threw accurate, he was confident, he was able to connect with his receivers. He was able to score 3 times in this game. I think that that's just enough as long as your defense is able to hold. The defense made a few mistakes, but they were able to hold where it counted. So this is a game that you want to see Primetime play throughout the rest of the season and into the playoffs. You have Primetime playing this way with Mach not trying to do too much and is able to connect with his receivers, playing a good tempo and having a good rhythm with the team. I think that this team will be just fine moving forward.
YGs with this loss fall to 3-3 in the C division. VIP threw 3 interceptions, 2 in the second half in a row, 3 for the game. That's terrible. It's not going to win games. This team lost 20-14. They could have used 1 of those turnovers. You can't make those mistakes if you want to win a championship. It's not going to work. Defensively, they played decent. They gave up 2 touchdowns in the first half, but then was able to get a pick. But then they give up another touchdown in the second half. But then they make a stop. So they didn't play great. They played okay. But it was more on VIP. He didn't play well. Those 3 interceptions are going to hurt you. And they did not go out looking like the team that was trying to prove something to Primetime's B team. And that's what cost them the game.
And that's the way that you look at it, because there were opportunities that YGs and VIP had in their hands. It was mainly their mistakes that cost them the game. It wasn't that Primetime, in their perspective, played too good for them to win this game. They just made too many mistakes to come away with a win, and they pretty much handed the game back to Primetime when they had the opportunity to win this game. So they gotta fix. These are not mistakes that you can make when you're trying to win games. That's why they have the 3-3 record that they have now, because they're too inconsistent. They're not able to make plays happen when they need to. They make too many mistakes on their own, and they make their own game harder. That's not something that you want. That's not something that you need moving into the playoffs, because then there's a possibility that those mistakes come back to bite you in your first game of the playoffs, and you may be one and done.
We're gonna go over some things. We're gonna wrap up the show, wrap up a few things. One, we're gonna end the show showing you the end of the Rockstars game. There's no commentating. We want you to feel the energy, feel what happened. Just know that Rockstars are down by 5. They down by 5. They score the touchdown that puts them up 1. Yeah. Okay. So we're going to let you know the Rockstars are down 5. And we'll take you to the last, I think, 2 plays of the game. Yeah. And you get to see that. I'm not going to give you the score of that game because we're going to show you to the end. Not saying they're going to win, you know. But it is Rockstar Day, so you got to watch it yourself. Okay, they won. But I want you to watch it. It will show the highlight at the end of the game. Let me give you some of the scores. Gravediggers beat Heavy Hitters C 20-0. Rockstars B beat Brotherhood C 20-19. Suicides C beat New Breeze B 26-16. Young and Reckless B beat Gravediggers C 20-19. Blackouts B beat Raiders C 26-0. Shockers B beat Primetime C 14-12. Primetime's B beat YG's C 20-14. East New York's C beat YG's B 25-18. And Chiefs in the C beat Sour in the C 26-21. Primetime beat C2. Primetime beat HGH 12-0. Power Circles beat Badgers 12-0. Chiefs beat Wolfpack 19-0. And Little Rascals beat OTF 20-0. I'm gonna give you a few more breakdowns. The B division beat the C division 6-2. So out of 8 games, the B beat them 6, and the C beat them 2. What do you think?
They just showed why they are separate divisions, pretty much. Besides 2 games, the B pretty much dominated this face-off between the B and the C. They pretty much came away with most of the wins, and one of the defining games was Blackout versus the Raiders. 2 undefeated teams that faced each other, and I believe the Blackout beat the Raiders. Was it 25? I believe 26-0. Full dominance. But then again, it's hard to say. It's definite dominance because this Blackout team is the highest scoring team in the BQFL in the fall. So they are the overall best scoring team. So there's a lot to ask for the Raiders, especially the fact that Chris coming in was super nervous playing this game. So could they have played better if Chris was in better mental shape for this game? Maybe, but it's not shown in the score, and that is why there was total dominance in that game. That kind of reflects on why the B beat most of the C teams 6-2. It's just different levels of play out there at the end of the day.
All right. The B division, like we said, they beat the C 6-2. They outscored them. The B outscored the C 154-115. So they outscored it by 39 points. Not too terrible.
Yeah.
So they kind of kept up with them. They just couldn't close the games out.
Yeah.
And I think the C showed the ability to compete with the B, but
in some games more than others.
So it still was interesting. That was one thing I wanted to talk about. The other thing I wanted to talk about now, I'm going to give you the final records. Okay, so all right, I'm gonna give you the final records. Raiders, and this one is gonna be, we're gonna start B, C, C2.
Yeah.
B, Blackout 6-0, Shockers 5-1, Rockstars 4-2, Primetime 3-3, Young and Reckless 2-3-1, YGs 2-4, Gravediggers 1-3-2, New Breed 1-4-1. That's the B. C division, Raiders 5-1, Brotherhood 4-2, Primetime 4-2, East New York 4-2, Suicide Squad 4-2, YGs 3-3, Heavy Hitters 2-4, Chiefs 2-4, Gravediggers 1-4, Sour 0-4, Unit 0-4. The C2 division, Primetime 6-0, Little Rascals 5-0, Power Circle 4-1, OTF 5-2, Chiefs 3-3, Bullies 1-4, Badgers 1-5, Wolfpack 1-5, HGH 0-6. Real quick, that C division, that's crazy. You have a 4-way tie. Brotherhood, Primetime, East New York, Suicide Squad, all tied for the number 2 seed at 4-2. That's an excellent division going on right now. We're gonna have to see how that ends in the playoffs. On the other side, in the C2 division, I talked about OTF. I am jumping off of the OTF bandwagon. They got smacked by Little Rascals. I think I kind of overrated this team a little bit because they also didn't really beat winning teams. And then when they had the 2 winning teams they played, they lost to.
But I'm gonna be honest. With the C2, it's very
You mean
complicated.
they all been beating bad teams?
Yes. So my thing is, besides the 4 top teams,
You drop
the
3
rest of the
3,
top
1
teams,
4.
the rest of the teams aren't winning teams. So they all beating the same team at the end of the day. So if you're gonna criticize one, you criticize all for the same thing. It's pretty much a 4-team show in the C2. So I'm not gonna kill or jump off the bandwagon for this OTF team because of one bad game.
Yes. Not to cut you off, because after OTF, right? I mean, after the top 4 teams, Primetime, Little Rascals, Power Circle, OTF, the next teams, Chiefs, Bullies, Badgers, Wolfpack, HGH, are combined 6-24.
Exactly. So
6-24.
yes, that's terrible.
6-24.
So my thing is, so they only win 1/4 of the time.
Yeah.
All those teams combined.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, when you look at these teams, the top 4 teams, you can't necessarily criticize. Like you're saying, you're jumping off the OTF bandwagon after one bad game. First of all, the Little Rascals are the probably aren't they the best scoring team in the C2 division? If I'm right.
We didn't put an average on this, but yes, I believe so. No, they're second. Primetime is the best offense in the division.
So my thing is, between them and Primetime, they have 2 of the best offenses in the league. And Primetime is also a team that beat OTF. So
right now, right now, Primetime is outscoring the Little Rascals 149-147 by 2 points.
2 points. So you're saying,
but Little Rascals have a better defense.
All right, so let me reset. I'm gonna say this. You're talking about jumping off of the OTF bandwagon when the 2 teams that beat OTF are the 2 highest scoring teams in the C2 division.
Yes.
That's unfair. You know, they're the 2 best offenses in the league. Yes, OTF should have played better in that game against the Little Rascals, but this is something that they probably can recover from when they play in the playoffs. So I'm not going to kill them yet. All 4 of these teams have mainly been beating the 4 bottom teams in this division. You mentioned just now that they are a combined 6-24.
Yes.
So they only win their games 1/4 of the time. You know? So
yes.
Of course they're gonna have good records like this. So it's only telling when they win in the playoffs. That's when it matters.
And the top 4 teams are combined 20-3.
There's no comparison between the bottom 4 and the top 4.
Yeah.
So understand that because they have one bad loss to the other good team, should we kill them for that? No. But it's going to be exciting to see how these teams end up facing off in the playoffs.
Yeah. I'm going to give you my player of the week, and it's Suicide Squad starting quarterback Hecko. This man has come in and thrown 4 touchdown passes this game as they won 26-16 to beat the B Division New Breed team. We kill this guy a lot when he's playing bad, so you got to praise him when he played good. He played very well, deserving of the player of the week on my side.
And on my side, my player of the week has to be, and this is the one time we're gonna give it for a guy who played on the losing end of his team, of the game, which was Jose of YG's. He was the only shining light in this YG's game. You know, yes, shout out to Asa for being able to score those 3 touchdowns, but it was all to Jose. But the person who Jose should be thanking is not Asa. It should be Prime. So Prime should be the one to hand his T-shirt to him on the field because Prime was the one not playing defense on him that whole game. I believe he also had an extra point in that game as well. So Prime should be thanked by Jose for those 3 touchdowns, but that's why he deserves a player of the week.
And we're going to wrap this one up. Like I said, this Real Tough Talk special honoring Rockstar. You got to see at halftime, at the end of these games, certain players talk about Rockstar. You know, you got to see the guy's picture up. We had the picture up in the background, the Rockstar picture. You saw different pictures of him on the back screen. You know, it was all about Rockstar today, man. Happy birthday, my brother. We miss you. We're going to live. We're going to hold your name down. We miss your energy. We miss your love for the game. You know, you are a great dude, man, and we just wanted to dedicate this show for you, something that the guys can always remember. They can always look back and see a lot of highlights with you. And like I said, make sure y'all watch the show because we're going to show the last plays of the Rockstar versus Brotherhood game. You got to watch that. It was a great game. Rockstars are going to come away to win under the honor of their fallen brother, but you have to watch the end of the game. That's what we're going to show. Definitely, we didn't want to commentate it. We didn't want to spoil it. We just wanted you to see the energy and the way these guys celebrated.
Yeah, definitely. Close game, way to rally, and I believe that Mimi coming at quarterback was a big boost to his team. He's able to add that extra energy, and he was one of the reasons why they were able to score in this last drive. This was Mimi playing, solid quarterback.
With a hurt shoulder.
Yes.
I believe he dislocated his shoulder or pulled the muscle in the shoulder, and he wanted to win this game for these guys. Great shot by Mimi.
And that's exactly what he does. So congratulations to the Rockstars. It was a close win, and they're able to get it done at the last possible play in the game. Congratulations to them. That was a big win.
And they move up to third place in the division, 4-2. After I killed them early in the season, they're 4-2 right now. Definitely a team you don't want to meet in the playoffs. We're gonna wrap this up. Much love to y'all. Thank y'all for joining us on another episode of Real Tough Talk. I'm Stephen J. My partner Ghost. We're gonna see y'all guys next week on Real Tough Talk. We love you, Rockstar. We out of here, man.
Game, 3rd down, 15 seconds. Rockstars chasing 5.
Hey, go, Evan! 1, 2,
That's how we finish, fellas. Good job. And listen, if we're going to play man to man, we got to get it together, man. Definitely. We got enough speed to f***ing lock up with anybody out here. We don't go 3 downs with 3 stops and then come in and f***ing go to zone. No reason. No reason. Every week, from here on out.
Get our defense. You understand? We can't be switching every fucking week. We gotta come every week. Whoever's here, that's who we go with. I don't give a fuck about the league.
Yo, listen. Everybody over here text me their size of their jerseys, type shit. And I had these shit by next week, but I couldn't get it passing up this week. My bad, fellas. But way to play 110%. That's the way we play. That's what we do.
Guys, we need to take a picture with Mama Love too. She here, she came out.
Yeah, my man.
Show love for us, so we gotta show love back to her. The guys that don't know her, Rock Mom's is here. We'll introduce y'all. Take a picture in front of the banner. And that's it, man. Good job.
Yeah.